Nisha, you a big Walking Dead fan?
No.
Cool, you like this one. So the title of this video is That Time Negan Wasn't Cast as Negan. It's a good title.
Yeah.
It's a very Carl title because obviously at the moment we're holding the torch for Mr. Smallwood. He's away. So I'm trying to come up with titles that are just as catchy as his, but again, also makes sense when you hear the story. So do you want to hear the story?
Of course I do.
Okay, so the story behind this is The Walking Dead, for people who, live under a rock, was based on a graphic novel comic series. It was based on something where obviously the characters were all drawn. They all had art. And Robert Kirkland, who is the creator of the series, has always said that the character of Negan, who appears in the comics, was based on, the appearance of him was based on an actor, but he never said who the actor was. However, one of the artists, or the artist, I don't know how many there are, someone called Charlie Adland, they revealed that the actor that Negan was based on was someone called Henry Rollins. So Henry Rollins I don't know too much about. Obviously, if you know about Henry Rollins, let me know in the comments, I'll have a read. But Henry Rollins was the look that Negan was given. So obviously, an actor, and the character was based on the actor, when the role came to casting the character, who was going to try? The person who it was based on.
Yeah, you think so.
Yeah, so Henry Rollins went in for an audition. But, as we know, as we were all aware, Henry Rollins didn't get the role. Jeffrey Dean Morgan did. So, the guy they drew Negan from didn't get cast as Negan.
It's just bizarre, isn't it?
I guess it makes sense, because if you take someone's appearance but not the personality,
I suppose
they might not be able to act the way that you've drawn the character. We've talked before on the channel about Samuel L. Jackson being...
wasn't he?
Yeah, they drew Nick Fury to look like Samuel L. Jackson, and then they gave him the role. That's obviously the same situation, but with a different outcome. Obviously, when comic book artists draw characters, they'll often envision the person they want to play that character. It's just in this instance, the person that they drew didn't get the role.
Yeah.
It was just quite funny, the fact that they auditioned and didn't get it. I just found it really amusing.
Yeah, actually, you probably go in thinking,
I'm obviously.
What is it? I'm a shoo-in to get this part, and then you're like, nah. You're like, why not? I look exactly like the guy.
Yeah,
but
I
clearly...
look just like him. You literally drew him after me.
Well, like you said, obviously Jeffrey Dean Morgan was more the personality.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fantastic in the role, and Henry Rollins had admitted himself when he watched Jeffrey Dean Morgan doing it. He said the guy they got is perfect.
Pissing our pants yet? Boy, do I have a feeling we're getting close.
So obviously the show creators saw something in Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which is what we got on the screen. And I've got to admit, I was losing interest in The Walking Dead, and then Jeffrey Dean Morgan turns up. And I'm a big fan of Jeffrey Dean Morgan mainly from Supernatural.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because, John Winchester, he was only in it for a season. You don't realise until you do a rewatch. The show's 15 seasons. He's in season 1, and then I think 2 episodes of season 2, and then 1 episode in season 14 or 15, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a high demand. He's a good actor.
He's been casted for The Boys season 4, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Oh, him and Jensen better have a scene together.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I gotta wait.
But no, that is how Negan wasn't cast as Negan. It's weird. We've been making videos with Carl I've been part of the team for 5 years, and I was in videos the first few years, took some time away from that, and then came back. So it's just I'm actually quite enjoying being in front of the camera for once. The other reason why, it's nothing to do with it's not like an ego thing. It's not like I like to be the one to exposit the facts. It's because when I'm behind the camera, people can't see my facial expressions or gestures. And there's so many times, and I'm like, people would have loved it to see me crack up at this thing. Yeah. And they can't see it because I'm behind the camera. So now I'm in front of the camera. You can see every little thing.
I know, sometimes I'm sat there with these expressions, not saying anything. And it's just Carl could just see my weird responses.
But it's Nisha could be doing anything behind this camera now. Whoa, a backflip! And you wouldn't know because you can't see it.
Yeah, boy. I totally did that.
She did a dragon flip. Have you not heard that?
No.
It was something when years ago I was in a parkour society. They always used to get really annoyed when parkour was misrepresented in TV and video games. And one of the things there was a parkour game, a PS2 game or something, where I think the R2 button on one of the buttons performed a dragon flip. And it was a triple backflip. And they were really pissed off. It's one button to do something impossible, And like, because parkour, like to get good at it, it's really difficult. Like, you've got to practice loads. And they were like, oh, these people playing this game can press one button and do a triple backflip. Fuck that. I'm really enjoying like making the videos. And the thing is, I want to keep making videos, but we can't do that if we ain't getting paid.
No.
Completely honestly, like, yeah, it's we've been very open about the channel not making as much money as it used to. And the thing is, we don't need it to make as much money as it did. We just need to make enough money that we can just keep making videos, because this is what we all want to do. And at the moment we're trying to get the Patreon to fund the channel, because then it means that all the people that want the channel to live can donate a little bit of money, and then we can just keep going as long as we want. So if you have some despair, or if you don't and just want to bankrupt yourself, then the Patreon's right.
Please don't.
Only give the money if you can afford it.
You're not obligated.
We feel like, obviously we had a Patreon years ago as well, and we felt bad enough as it was. There was one guy, I don't remember his name, but he used to give us $100 a month.
Wow.
And this guy, so he set this up, and we saw the payment, and Carl was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. That's too much money for one person to pay. So we messaged this guy privately, and we said, are you sure you're okay giving this money? Like, it's a lot of money, and we are just a bunch of idiots making videos after all. Yeah. And the guy said, no, don't you worry about it. I make enough money where this isn't really much to me, and I want to support creators on their way up. So obviously we kept taking that money, and we were really grateful. But it's a shame I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah. It was so long ago, and it was the Patreon that was all back in the day. Like, we may be able to go back and find the old messages that we sent to him. So I guess if we do, we'll put the name at the bottom, like give this person some credit. Because in the early days of Fat Fiend, when the channel wasn't making any money really, the Patreon was essentially making it so that I could work part-time and edit the videos on the other side. And this person was a huge part of why we were able to do that and actually get the channel started. So the name that it may be at the bottom, or it'll just be like a bunch of question marks, like the name that may be at the bottom is directly responsible for the channel even existing. So yeah, give this person some love.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Oh.